Sins of our forefathers or generational sins, as they call it, is the belief that some individuals inherit the judgment for the sins of their ancestors. Hello, welcome to another episode of The Weeping Prophet by Sister Philomena. As the introduction says, I will be shedding light on ancestral sins. We are in the internet age. Some people believe that most things are make believe. Some say what I don't know won't know me or before me. I used to say that too in those old days. Nowadays, what you don't know can come to you and useless your future, happiness, marriage, in short, everything about you. Someone asked me a question about and before this person asked this question, he said, please, he hoped I won't say that that question was a stupid one. And I paused. As far as clarification is concerned, there are no stupid questions, but there are stupid answers. My take on ancestral sins or generational sin is this. Generational sins are sins done by our forefathers, and most times people lost the count of those sins because they never met the forefathers or heard anything about their forefathers. My message to you today is this. If you are a hard working person, if you have never planned evil for someone or for people, if you are a true lover of God and not those wearing their church names as badges, if you worship God in spirit and in truth, if you are told that your setbacks did not just come from you, but from the sins of your forefathers, then please listen and listen to the end. Listen and see what this young king Ahaz did, and also see the actions taken by his son to rectify things. King Ahaz became king at the age of 20 and ruled in Jerusalem for only 16 years. He was 36 years when he died. King Ahaz did a step up in idol worshipping. All this while, God has been lamenting that the kings of Israel or Judah are not following the footsteps of King David. The disgusting situation broke God's heart, but this king called Ahaz did what I call idolatry step up. He added to their idol worship occultic practice or occultic pattern. 2 Chronicles 28 verse 3. Burnt incense in the valley of Hinnom, and even sacrificed his own sons as burnt offering to idols, imitating the disgusting practice of the people whom the Lord has driven out of the land as the Israelites advanced. The Bible then went on to describe his method of idol worship. In verse 4, the Bible said, at the pagan places of worship on the hills and under every shaded tree, Ahaz offered sacrifice and burnt incense. He sacrificed his sons to idols. The sons that God gave him, he gave to those idols. The consequence was that God became angry with him and let people that were supposed to help him forsake him, because he went to man-made God, the holy and living God was left out of the scope of his life. But we are talking about the Israelites here. They are God's children, and Ahaz is just their king and not their creator. King Ahaz violated the rights of the Israelites, defied the Lord, so trouble was brought upon him. The worst thing he did was sacrificing to the idols of his enemies, the Syrians. His troubles knew no end until his death. Then God, then things changed for good when his son King Hezekiah came into office. He recognized that the sins his father committed when he was in office would destroy his tenure as a king. So he set about making peace with God. Second Chronicles 29 verse 6 said, our ancestors were unfaithful to the Lord our God and did what was displeasing to him. They abandoned and turned their backs on the place where he dwells. King Hezekiah knew for Judah to have progress or to succeed is to make peace with God. Orders were given by him to the priests to purify themselves before carrying out the purification rituals. Then 2 Chronicles 28 verse 18 said, they purified the temple altars for burnt offering, the tables for the sacred bread, and all their equipment. After all the rituals for the purifications were done, King Hezekiah and his people noticed changes immediately on their development, and they were happy. They were really happy. Then another person asked, what about Ezekiel 18:20? He threw that verse as a question after I said all the things I just said now. Then let me read the verse he threw as a question to me. So that verse says, but before I read that verse, remember what I said earlier on. I said there are no stupid questions, but there are stupid answers. So let us go to Ezekiel 18:20. 18:20 said, it is the one who sins who will die. A son is not to suffer because of his father's sin, nor a father because of the son's sin. A good person will be rewarded for doing good, and an evil person will suffer for the evils he does. The answer to this, what about Ezekiel 18:20, lies in 2 Chronicles 28:19. So when someone initiates himself or herself into any witchcraft or occultic society or whatever they call themselves, what you did is this: you have covered immediately your family with darkness, or should I say, you have imprisoned your family in darkness. And again, in some cases, they will require those sessions or those courts or those coven, whatever they are, they will require them to register their children, and some will make it as a sort of family tradition. Their children will become automatic members without knowing that they are members. For the children who are very cooperative, they will know that they are there, and of course, they will collect their witchcraft gifts. And the ones who they feel are stubborn won't even know that they are there. They won't know that they are witches. They won't know that they are warlocks. And because Uh, why won't they know? Because they will close their eyes. Even to have dreams when they're sleeping is will be difficult. Those people never had dreams. If you heard about people who have given report that they have never had any dream since they are adults or since they came to the age of reasoning. And if every medical examination prove that these people are okay, that they have no medical inabilities or medical records, then that means they are hold somewhere against their will, and they covered their minds, they covered them in the spirit, they covered even their dreams, so that they will never at all had such revelation that something is wrong with them, that they should look for help. So okay, so then for them who wants to get closer to God, how do they prevent them? Problems will start pumping up, pumping up, pumping up, one after the other. And what are the reasons? The reasons are to prevent you from going closer to God, to prevent you from finding out what is wrong with you, to make you to opt for the easiest solution. And you know, some people they run to them in order to find a shortcut answers to their problems or prayers. So, and when they run to God because of these problems, or when they start asking for help, spiritual help, then it means the kingdom will have no peace. Their parents will have no peace. Their family will have no peace. Why? Because they are about to break a bond that held the family together. So, when you take a look at it, they say that individual responsibility, according to Ezekiel 18:20, actually, the person who sins is the person who is supposed to die. But in this case, when a father or when a grandfather or when a mother initiates him or herself into any secret society, and also takes along the children with them, or some don't, even to some they don't, and when they do that, darkness has covered their family. And when that happens, it means that they have what? Violated the rights of their family. And it is so because their right to enjoy grace and blessings from God were hijacked by their forefathers or by their parents. The flow of favors were blocked. They are like shoes packed in carton with no light or air. And what they have around them is what? Darkness. The grace of God that come upon them is the problem that showed up in their lives at this particular point in time when they started looking for solution. That problem, my brothers and sisters, to some they will think, oh, it's a problem. My world is like standstill. My dear, when that happens in your life, call it the moment of grace in your life. That is that problem that made you to know, to get to the root of your problems, is the mercy and compassion of God showing up like a problem to you. It is God that is calling you. It is God that wants to save you. So, and when that happens, it means that God has already saved you. What you need is just to ask God to come in Just let him come in. Open the door of your heart to him. Open the door of your family to him. And that's when it comes to what? Ancestral sin. Because it is no longer individual responsibility. It becomes what? Rather, collective responsibility. So that's why you cannot say in Ezekiel 18:20, the Bible says that whose sins died. Why? Ancestral spirit, I'm now a born again, I'm now a good Christian. All those things doesn't affect me. And some will start quoting, old things has passed away now, man. You, my dear, there are some old things who don't pass away. No. It hasn't passed away. They are still there. It will be cleansed, purified by the qualified people who are given the gift to do it. If the wrong person or an imposter as a pastor comes and do it, it will worsen the whole situation. That is it from me today. God bless you. From Sister Philomena, the Weeping Prophet.